You signed the contract. You did the deal. So you know how you hear old rappers like, yo, man, I ain't get my royalties. They ain't pay me to do this. They ain't pay me to do that, da-da-da-da. So some rappers would be like, yo, and don't get me wrong, I still go collect royalties and check up on my shit, whether it's with Sony or Def Jam or anything else. So you got rappers who be like, yo, that's fucked up. There's robbing niggas. And they was getting over on niggas. You right. Not you, just people who say that in general. That's why Jay-Z came up with that line, I'm getting back for what they did to the Cold Crush. People, I used that line in one of my captions on social media. And somebody's like, Kim, that's a Jay-Z line you're using. That's a Jay-Z line you use. And I'm like, duh, no. But do y'all get what he's saying? Some people just hear the music and don't understand where somebody's saying something, where they're coming from when they say it. So for the ignorant niggas that was in my comments saying, Kim, you just quoting Jay-Z. What Jay-Z meant was he's getting the money back that he's making at the time he made that song for the older generation before him, robbing the artists that were up and coming. And one of the groups were the Cold Crush brothers. So that was what he was talking about when I quoted him in one of my captions. But you sign them contracts. So you got a lot of people who will be like, yo, nah, niggas robbing us. This is true. They was getting over a lot. But the same record execs that you mad, if it wasn't a 360 deal, the same record execs you mad, they can't get money when you go do a show. When you go out on the weekends and make money on the weekends and doing your show, it trickles down every way possible to get money. When you going to do merch and make your own shirts and everything, they don't get money from the merch. They pushing you to make you a superstar. It's your job to branch off and do something else to make sure the money comes in. Now, as time goes along and we get more technology, so to speak, even before the technology, my personal opinion, you know, you had people getting joint venture deals. Joint venture deals are 50-50 deals. So you got joint venture deals 50-50, but then you had Master P come in, and Master P was getting like 80%. The Cash Money came in, and they was getting 80%. And this is all before the internet, because they were in territories like New Orleans where they put up their money, so on and so forth. Rockefeller too, even though they had a joint venture in the beginning, their own personal money, and saying, we don't want the record company's money. We're going to use our money and let the record company chase us later. And if you didn't have your own money to start your own label, you had to deal with what the record company gave you at that time. But they're pushing you to be a superstar, so they're going to collect the majority of the money at the time. And it's your job to figure out how to sustain money, budget your money, or spin off into doing something else.